We'll be getting started in just a second. Okay. Hello, everybody. We've got a big slew of people coming in, so we're going to give it just a second for them to come in.
I'll get that, Harlequin.
Okay. But anyways, well, welcome everybody. We're so excited that you're here this evening. This is our team Zoom for everybody who is on Ellen Winn's team, which is a whole bunch of people. But anyways, my name is Harlequin Murray. I am the co-host. I am one of the team leaders on Ellen's team. And it is my pleasure to welcome you, especially all of the new people that we have joining us this evening. And I also get to introduce Ellen. And Ellen, if you can keep an eye out, there's some people that are unmuted.
Okay.
But anyways, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Ellen. Just to give you a little bit of background, especially since we've got so many new people coming on board who haven't had a chance to meet her yet. She grew up in the Atlanta area on a farm in Dallas, Georgia. She spent over 25 years in the restaurant industry, and about 8.5 of that was in corporate with Domino's Pizza. And she ended up moving all the way up. She was a training director and a senior operations director for the state of Georgia. So had a great career with that, but she was like, you know what? I want to work for myself. So back in 97, she left Domino's and started her own restaurant. And she has been a business owner ever since. She was introduced to network marketing about 20 years ago. And over the years, she's built massive teams and she's helped business owners or people all the way, but along the way. Anyways, when I met her about 17, 18 years ago, she was in a network marketing company and she was actually the national training director for them. So she's got a lot of experience with training and setting up systems for the organization. She also is currently an area director in David Allen Capital, and she's also a one-star executive on our longevity compensation plan. So if you're not familiar with those two comp plans, I would highly recommend checking it out. But anyways, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and have Miss Ellen Winn take it away for me. And she's coming live from her Sprinter van in front of Brave Stadium tonight, from what I understand.
Glare coming in the front windshield there. I'm sitting in the back here. We've got a nice table.
You need to talk a little bit louder, Ellen.
Gotcha. I'm going to talk as loud as I can. You guys might want to go ahead and turn up your microphone or turn up the sound on your computer if you're having a hard time hearing me. Voice won't hold up talking really loudly for the entire time that we're going to cover things tonight. So thank you, Harlequin. I appreciate that introduction, and I appreciate you so much, the value that you bring to the team and to all the folks that are on my weekly Zoom. You guys may not be a part of Harlequin's organization, but you get to share in her expertise, her knowledge, and her experience as well. So wishing Harlequin another happy birthday. Yesterday was her birthday, and I'm glad I invited her out to my house. Really excited that she took me up on that. We had a little fun going on at my pool in the backyard, and it was a lot of fun. So Harlequin, did you post those pictures that you took?
I did post them on my Facebook page, and I posted the video as well.
Okay, awesome. I've got to go check those out because I know you showed me the video and it turned out great. But glad that you could come and enjoy the fun last night, and I appreciate your friendships too. Friendship.
Yeah. I appreciate it, and I had an awesome time. It was very relaxing.
Great. All right, guys, so let's get kicked off and let's do what I do every week. I start out with team recognition. I'm going to pull up some slideshows here if I can get my application to work. Let's see. think I can do this from my, let's see, you're seeing a Zoom screen right now, I take it. Get that out of the way and go over here. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
You're
Perfect.
good.
All right. Good deal. Thank you. And dragging my items on the screen around is a little bit different here on my Chromebook. Okay. So for the week of, and we're always a few days behind on the recruiting numbers, but guys, this has been crazy. We've had a big team join in Harlequin's organization, and they're just piling people in. We're super excited to have all of them participating in our business and bringing the numbers to the table that they are. So for the week of 6/9 through 6/15, in first place we had Alyssa Barnes with 44 new agent recruits. In second place we had Erica Sanford with 29 agent recruits. In third place we had Asia Hongo with 25 new agent recruits. In fourth place, Jade Miller with 14 new agents. In fifth place, Bruno Floridort with 13 new agents. Also tied for fifth was Dante Smith with 13 new agents. In sixth place, we had a two-way tie with Andrea McKeither with 10 new recruits and Amina Rashad with 10 new recruits. So congratulations to all you guys. In seventh place, we had a two-way tie with Letitia Causey, 9 new recruits, and Aricia John with 9 new recruits. In eighth place, we had a two-way tie with Jabecca Jones with 8 recruits and Sergey Lambert with 8 recruits. And in ninth place, we had Galina Chamizo with 7 new recruits. And in 10th place, with 6 new recruits, Mian Shalala Bradley. So congratulations to all you guys on the massive number side of the leaderboard. We also have, see if we can get another one up, 11th through 12th place. We had 5 new agent recruits and a 7-way tie for 11th place with Kevin Blake had 5, Dana Cannon 5, Grace Edwards 5, Eric Johnson 5, Samantha Mungen 5, Alicia Scobie 5, and Billy Scott 5 new recruits. In 12th place, we had a 6, 8, 9, 10-way tie with 4 new recruits. We had Neen Abdon, Dee Brown, Dale Carroll, Eugene Fanfan, Jamie Latinsky, Raven Mark, Rod McKinney, Ellen Winn, and Latoya Turner with 4 new recruits each. In 13th place, we had a multiple way tie there. Also, we had Joseph Byers with 3 agents, Quintera Henderson, Adrienne Jackson, Terrell Joseph, Margaret Knight, Eureka Marquez, Adriana Nielsen, Ezekiel Obil, Shiamara Rivera, Angela Scott, Shayla Smith, Fabiola Tovar, and Katina Willis. Each had 3 new agent recruits. And in 14th place with 2 new recruits, a long list here. We had Michelle Austin, Martika Bear, Rudy Ben Ami, Nikia Bozeman, Jokana Brown, Anthony Bryant, Michael Burgos, Eugene Clapp, Maurice Clark, Jonathan Delgado, Ebony Diamond, Angie DeVille, Jasmine Eaton, Michael Edmondson, Leslie Epps, Denitra Forrest, Latrell Goss, Lonnie Haynes, and Greg Hill, each with 2 new recruits. And also with 2 new recruits, we had Elise Jackson, Emmanuel Kwame Guyan, Jeremy Liddell, Shanika Marilyn, Michelle Miller, Peterson Moyes, Olivier Pierre, Josu St. Louis, Katia Solomon, Alexis Smith, Ednithia Thomas, Mecca Williams, Shanika Wilson, and Jessica Zephyr. We also had 75 more people that had one new recruit each. The list is too long to go through, so I'm sorry if I'm not calling out your name tonight and you had a recruit, but way to go, team. Love to see these numbers going up, up, up. As I always say, if your name's not on the leaderboard, yet you're having conversations with people about our business funding and you're having conversations with people about our business opportunity, it's just a matter of time before your name will come on the leaderboard, before you start having fundings and start having success too. The only way you won't have success is to quit. And I hope that that won't be the case. So congratulations to everyone making the leaderboard. I'm going to run through some announcements real quick. We've got 10 more days on our summer sizzle promotion. What is that? Well, if you're brand new in the business, you're already engaged, but this is a really big deal for those of you that have been here more than 60 days and also for those of you who are here now. Here's the deal. Anybody that you recruit during the month of June, all the way through June 30th at midnight Pacific Standard Time, so 3 a.m. Eastern Time on June 30th, anybody that you recruit, no matter when they get their first two fundings, it could be next year, 2 years from now, or whenever they get their first two fundings, you will be paid as if you were engaged, whether you actually are or not, according to the compensation plan. So getting some recruits in the business right now will ensure that you on their first two fundings. Right now, what is engaged? And we got a lot of new people here. We can't get this message out enough because our compensation plan, a couple of terms in there can be a little bit confusing. So I want to touch on this and make sure everybody understands you always, always, always are qualified to earn on your personal client. So you bring a client to the table, you're going to get paid on it. Even if it's 6 months down the road before you get your next client, you're going to get paid on it. There is no barrier to getting paid on personal clients whatsoever. Okay. But you do have to be at least engaged to get paid on your team and to earn the additional matching bonuses on your personal commission. So what is engaged? Well, to get qualified for engaged, you can do that one of three ways. Either you're brand new and you're in your first 60 days in the business, or you have a new or renewal funded client in the past 60 days, including a single giggle client, one client period will get you engaged, and 6 active customer finance clients can be another way. So one of those three ways you get to be engaged, okay? Or once you hit the leadership ranks, beginning at area director and above, then you're considered engaged for life as long as you qualify for those leadership ranks moving forward. All right. Now, the compensation plan chart, again, we have so many new people. Guys, if you have not gone through the basic training under the big green 1, 2, 3 at the top of the Agent Resource Center, this is really required training. I know today on the leadership call, David was getting a lot of questions from new people that are questions that were covered in our basic training. So he got the sense that a lot of people were on the leadership call that had not gone through the training yet. So please make it easy on yourself, make it easy on your support team, make it easy on the DAC support, but most importantly, make sure that you know how to set the proper expectation with your clients when you're talking about DAC services, our DAC funding, and the DAC agent opportunity. And the best way to know what you're talking about is to plug into the training. It doesn't take too long to go through the getting started right video number 1. Video 2 is going to be a couple of hours. In fact, you probably want to spend 3 or 4 hours in that because you're going to want to watch the video, take some really good notes. Some of it you're going to want to rewind and revisit again because there's so much good information in there. And then video 3, where I was just referencing the compensation chart. I want to touch on something there that was also just announced, and that video did not go live where David announced it. So I'll recap this once again on the pay plan. There's where we see what the engaged bonuses are. I'm going to breeze through that, showing that you can earn the extra 10, 15, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50% on your personal commissions as well as on your team. That's all covered in video 2 of the compensation plan trilogy there under number 3. Here's what I want to point out, and this was a new announcement and new requirements coming July the 1st. Right now, to get through DAC 1, DAC 2, DAC 4, before you hit the leadership ranks, DAC 4 has been the only level in the compensation plan moving forward that required a certain amount of personal volume and funded value to be able to hit DAC 4. Okay. Well, effective July the 1st, David is changing up the qualifications for you to get promoted to DAC 1 and DAC 2. As it is today, if you get a funded client, just one, no matter what their volume is, if you get a $5,000 funding or $2,500 funding, that promotes you to DAC 1. Same thing if you get two of those $2,500 or $5,000 clients, that promotes you to DAC 2. Well, effective July the 1st, there's going to be some total funded value qualification that gets added to that. So here's what it's going to go to. To get to DAC 1, instead of having just one client, you're going to have at least one client, but the total funded value is going to have to be $10,000. So if you're going after the giggle clients and you're going after the bitty advanced clients, the smaller value funding, it may take you several clients to get to DAC 1 to hit a total of $10,000 in cumulative funded value. And then to get to DAC 2, you're going to have at least two clients and a total cumulative value of $20,000 in funded value. Why am I repeating this today after I talked about it last week, and then hopefully you saw it on the replay last week? Because you have 10 days left this month to go get yourself promoted to the next level. If you're a DAC 0 and you haven't had any fundings, you can go between now and the end of the month and get a funded deal and get yourself promoted to DAC 1, no matter what that volume is on that, as long as it counts as a client and that's covered in the comp plan. Same thing, if you're DAC 1 right now, you got an opportunity to go ahead and get promoted to DAC 2 before the end of the month, before those new qualifications roll in. So I want to make sure I covered that today. The next thing with new agents is making sure that you get signed up for your pay card. I got mine in the mail last week, and commissions are coming in on that. You get notice of commission, and then that afternoon, the funds are there just like that. So good stuff happening here in the DAC side of our business. To get that pay card, you want to make sure you go through your David Allen Capital agent resource link. Okay, so go to davidallencapital.com, scroll to the bottom, go to the agent resource center link, and then add your agent ID number, and then click on get pay card there in that link and sign up for your pay card. Okay, I mentioned again our new funding training has replaced the old video that was there. So if you're catching this team call tonight and it's been a while since you've watched video 2 in the Agent Resource Center, you need to go watch it. David has updated it. All the old outdated information has been replaced with current new app sequence and how we're promoting everything from davidallencapital.com, no longer using the old bankbreezy.com link. Because that is set aside specifically for some of the master agents that are going to be coming in and have already started coming in with big companies. Okay, so you want to watch that video, and then as you watch that video, a reminder that we've got PDFs that support the information covered in there. David covers it in the training, but just to give you a visual of where to find that, it's under the business fundings and line of credit section of the Agent Resource Center. Number 1 is the business capital quick reference sheet. Number 2 is the line of credit quick reference sheet. Okay, so those are all of the announcements that I had. Harlequin, I want to open up. I know we've got a lot of people that are still going through and processing, and understand what I said about going through the training. I understand that you may go through the training and you still have questions about what was covered in the training. So if we keep pointing you back to the training, it just means that maybe you didn't absorb enough of the training the first time that you went through, so you want to revisit it. As a team leader, I'm on every single call that happens. I'm on every Zoom that David does, not only because he's making announcements, but some little tweak in something, but it's always some information that I need to know so that I can carry the right information on to you guys. Same thing with our business opportunity presentation and our product training. I'm on it every single time. I'm learning it. It gets ingrained in my mind the more I hear something. So I encourage you guys to watch those again and again and listen again and again. I usually will turn on a video in my car and listen to it through the Bluetooth connection. So I've got my rolling university with DAC training and audios playing in the background there. So let's see what we might have in the chat feature here.
Yeah, Ellen,
You want to
two,
share? Uh-huh.
two things that I will point out. The only real questions that we've had were people questioning the number of agents that they recruited. And I think a lot of people didn't realize that is from Thursday, June 9th to Wednesday, June 15th. So if you've recruited anybody after that, it's going to show up in next week's report. The other thing is we are having a slight challenge. The Zoom is only allowing 100 people in, which we have maxed out. And so people are not able to get into the Zoom. So we'll have that fixed by next week.
I didn't realize I had a cap on there. That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but that's the only thing that I can see in the questions in the chat. But this is being recorded, so everybody will be getting a copy of it. So people who aren't able to get on here can watch it later.
Awesome. Well, it's great to have a maxed out Zoom room. So congratulations everyone for participating. Hey, Eugene, I see you have your hand up. I'm going to ask you to unmute. Eugene Clapp. He's got a fast growing team as well. What's happening, Eugene?
Hey, how you all doing tonight?
Super.
Good, good. You know, I just want to say something. It's not a question per se. People, I've been involved with DAC ever since November of 2019. And I've seen a lot of things happen. But what I'm seeing going on right now in the last few weeks, and I know where it's coming from, but it's a paradigm shift happening right now in DAC. And these are exciting times. You new individuals who are coming in DAC, the business acumen you all bring is second to none. However, I want to caution you all right now. This is a different kind of business, which means that you're going to have to dot your I's and cross your T's. Because one thing we don't want to do, we don't want to go out there half-cocked, and we don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. But the energy, man, that you all have brought to DAC is infectious. I mean, Harlequin and I, we talked about it a few days ago about saw it coming. I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming about a month ago. And it is just incredible. I mean, we had a big paradigm shift when Bank Breezy came with same-day funding. But that is going to pale in comparison to what the new blood brings to the table here in DAC. All of you all are not legendary renegades, but that's okay. You are part of DAC, which means you're part of all of our teams. I want to officially welcome all of you to DAC, and you are in one of the most exciting places that you can be in this space called multi-level network marketing, because we're not really a network marketing company, but we do have somewhat of a structure that you can use to grow a team. You don't have to recruit one person. You can do this all yourself and make money. But the thing about it, when you come in with a team concept, the whole team wins and we can reach more people, because at the end of the day, what this is all about is helping business owners survive, grow, and thrive. It's about helping them get what they need to make it. And if you keep that first and foremost in your mind, the profits will come. So I'm excited, man. I mean, if I could do a backflip, I'm a little too big to do one now, but if I could do one, I might hit one for you all. But hey, welcome, welcome. And we're looking forward to seeing some big things from all of y'all. Okay? Peace out.
Excellent. Awesome. Thanks for your comments there, Eugene. I'm gonna lower your hand and let's see what else we have question wise in the chat. Any comments there or anything we need to address, Harlequin?
I haven't seen anything.
All right, so I'm going to open up. Any of you guys have questions tonight that have not been addressed, or you've run across something as you're building out your team and you have a question? As Eugene said, we're not a network marketing company, but we are in a sense. We're more of a B2B company, but we certainly have a network marketing business model and the ability to build teams where you can get paid forever and ever and ever if you build your teams right. So I know we've had a lot of questions from some folks about building and placing people and doing that team structure. So if any of that is a question, we can certainly address and answer those questions tonight as well. Harlequin, did I miss anything? You said I went off and left my notes from what David talked about today. We'll say he announced that the postcards are about ready. They're in process there. Will be able to be ordered on our drop cards here in the next few days. Our vendor has those in the works and they're getting loaded on the website. So you'll be able to order those. What else did he announce today?
Let's see. Trying to think what else he was talking about.
Don't worry if you don't.
One of the things was what you just said was watch the videos. Make sure you watch the videos, because one of the things that people don't realize is that if you ask a basic question and 50 other people ask the same basic question, after the 50th person, it kind of gets a little bit much sometimes. So keep in mind that we're bringing on hundreds of people on a regular, on a daily basis. So it gets multiplied. So try and find the answer yourself if you can.
Yeah, so
but we're here if you can't.
That brings up a real good point. I have people reach out to me and they're going, hey, I've watched the videos, but can you really explain to me what it is that I need to be doing? And I don't mean to not be helpful, but guys, I don't have time to do that. We have a duplicatable system and video. So I'll point you back to the video and say, take this, break it down, and then start implementing what's covered in the training. So time and time again, I have people asking me to explain something, or can I put it in simple terms? And I just don't have time. It's out there in the videos, and you've got to invest the time and commitment that I have to be able to break it down and really comprehend. Some of us learn quickly, some of us learn at a slower pace, some are more visual learners, some are more audible learners. Whatever your style is, you've got the ability to break down the DAC training platform at the speed that you need to be able to comprehend everything. So thank you for that. Eugene, you have your hand up. Did you have another question before I go on to someone else?
No, I had my hand up because I was going to recap some of the stuff we talked about today on meetings since you forgot your notes. But the one thing that David did say today, he said, choose your lane. And what he meant by this was as far as advertising was concerned and how you're going to get out and talk to people. Some people may be good on the phones. Some people may be good in person. Some people may be good with social media. Some people may be good with mail outs. But however you feel that you're best at getting the word out, choose your lane and do that. Now, we know that the best approach will be to mix a little bit of all of that, but you're always going to have one dominant style that works for you. So find the one that's dominant and works for you and work the hell out of that style. Like Sam Snead, the golfer, said, you got to dance with the one you brung. So whichever one you brung and works better for you, that's the one you use. That's one of the main points that David drove home today in the leadership meeting that we had.
He did, and thank you for that, Eugene. I had underlined that, and made some special notes on my notepad, which I left in my other vehicle. But not only in pick your lane and go with it, I also add to that and say, pick your target market, pick the niche that you want to market to. Go to our top industry list in the Agent Resource Center and pick one that you're familiar with and that you can speak the language of, and one that's in the higher revenue base. If you're going after gig workers and all of that, you're going to have a whole lot of fundings to make much money here. But if you're going after some of these industries that have higher revenue on a monthly basis, you've got the ability to get larger fundings, which adds up to larger commissions. And I would just say pick a niche and become the expert on that niche, staying in your lane on how you're going to market that, and really develop it to where you're an expert and a pro at that particular niche and that particular marketing style. He announced today that Shantae Roddy has been named Agent of the Month again. She's going to be doing an interview this coming Friday, and she's always got some great tips. And I think Shantae is a prime example of that, where she's picked her lane and she stays in it. She stays in that marketing to business owners in that community, which you'll share a little bit more on the call, or a lot more on Friday's call. But good stuff there. Thank you for reminder there, Eugene. I've got James Doswell has his hand up. James, I'm going to ask you to unmute.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, James. What's
All
up?
right. I just wanted to share a couple of quick things. Since there's so many brand spanking new people, welcome, welcome, welcome. Usually you're not, comfortable with what you need to say. And if you are, trying to hit the ground running, whichever part of DAC you decide to lead with, just make sure that you know the information on the page, because anything that you need to say to anyone is right there on the page. So if you've read the page 3 or 4, 5, 6 times, okay, and you're just saying what's on the page, that's helpful. Plus, if you're talking to somebody and then send them to the page, if you're saying what's on the page, when they get there, okay, they're going to be reading what you told them, and that helps to build your relationship with people. Also, whoever your leaders are, make sure that you double check with them that the links that you're putting out there are operating properly, because what we know already and have been taught already is to how to set up a link and a page, and that it's a little different with DAC. So make sure that your leadership person helps you and check to make sure that when the app is clicked, that your information is on the page. I want to apologize just a little bit here that because of Ellen's situation today, okay, the volume was low, okay, but it's not usually like this, okay? Usually it's just, everything's fine, but today is special. It's not like, you're thinking, wow, okay, always got to be like this. No, this is this is a rarity. But I just want to say welcome and share those couple of things, and know this: everybody is telling the truth. You'll find it as you go along. Everything that has been said, that you have heard, depending on how many Zooms you've been on, about what goes on, the procedures and all of that, everybody's telling the truth. You'll always find out that nobody's lying. Okay, they're telling the truth. And you can be assured that the integrity and the honesty is here. So God bless you guys, your families, and your business. I'm done.
Thank you, James, and God bless you, man. I appreciate those kind words. And yeah, tonight is a unique scenario for me. I'm usually in my office with a different camera and microphone system, and I'm running off of a Chromebook tonight. So sorry for the low volume, but thank you for that apology there, James. And thank you for sharing your laughter for just a minute, because that always makes me smile. I appreciate you.
The upward turn of the corner of the mouth works every time.
Got it. All right, I've got Erica's hand up. Erica, I'm going to ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm well. So I wanted to, because I wasn't able to get in until just now. So I don't know if you all covered it, but I have had an issue with this one breezy application and still yet no approval. I was wondering if anybody was having trouble.
And when you say trouble, can you describe what's happening?
So this is I'm very new, remember it about a week and a half. And I got the one application and she had technical issues with the application. And we had to have her email Bank Breezy. We did get a hold of who was working with her file. And I know that you know personally that that lasted for about 6 days and still we do not have an approval. So I'm wondering if anybody else is having those types of issues and how do we get around them? She still doesn't have an approval.
Okay, let's go back and recap. And I think maybe you and I texted back and forth on that. Is that right?
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
That in the middle of many others that I've answered.
Right.
So if you'll kind of recap when you got and guys, here's how you determine where someone goes. When you receive the email that says, congratulations, you've had a Bank Breezy submission. Everybody that goes through any of your funding pages and fills out that first form, that's going to trigger that email to you with their name, phone number, and email address. It's kind of a lead capture form for you to know who has visited your website. It lets you know that your marketing efforts are working, that someone is seeing what you're putting out there marketing wise, and they're filling out that form. But that first form only gets them through the Q&A sequence that's now at the end of that, it's going to divert them over to the correct lending platform, either Giggle, Biddy Advance, or our larger in-house funding team at Bank Breezy. So the email that you received, Erica, how much revenue was that particular person doing? Because it's right underneath the client's name, email, and phone number. It says details. That little paragraph in those notification emails is golden. That tells you exactly where the client would go. So for that client, what was the client's revenue, Erica?
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna have to look at it because I didn't see that.
Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, so
I can get back
that
to you.
details paragraph tells the story of that particular client. Their revenue is one piece of the equation that's going to dictate where they might end up going. But whether they have a personal or a business checking account is also another piece of the equation. And then their FICO score is a third piece of the equation that dictates which lender they get referred to. And then that is going to be how you're going to know what follow-up sequence to expect or what notification sequence to expect.
Well, she went to Bank Breezy, but I don't see a number of what her income is on the email.
Okay, on that first notification email that you received saying congratulations, Bank Breezy submission started. Okay, on that email, just at the top of the email under her contact information, it says details in blue, and that first paragraph in that email tells you what her revenue was. It'll say the client.
Okay, so it says they stated their lowest monthly revenue in the last 3 months was 5 to 15.
Okay, so 5 to 15,000 would put them in the Biddy Advance funnel. However, did they say they had a business or a personal checking account?
Business checking account.
Business checking account. Okay, so that's 2 yeses for Biddy Advance. How about their FICO?
It says they also stated that they have a 550 to 650. So these are just their answers, right?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. And that's the key piece because what they're stating is not always what our underwriting team finds to be the fact once they start looking at the file. So what they stated is going to be what gets them started in the direction with one of our lending platforms. So all 3 of her answers qualified for her to go over to our Biddy Advance partnership. Okay, so once she got to Biddy Advance, I'm going to go back over here to the Agent Resource Center for just a minute. And I want to take you through this document to that I was showing here. Let me do this. I've got Nature Resource Center link right there. Okay, so if we go look at the PDF, now that we're talking about this, I'm going to open this page up and let's take a look. Here's your general acknowledgement, but now that we know where they're going, here's the Bank Breezy here to the right, the minimum requirements. And, oh, I'm sorry, the first page is the notification. Your client clicks apply now, they complete the first page, and then here's where it tells you if it's less than 3,000, if it's a personal account, if it's bank account. This number 3 here can help you paint that picture of which one of these did they get sent to, right? And then it goes through and it says they complete and sign the application. They upload their bank statements, driver's license, voided check. The Bank Breezy team will review it. If they go over to Giggle, Biddy Advance. Where did the notification sequence on that go, Harlequin? Am I missing something? Did he change that document?
Yeah, he did. Well, actually, if you look and see, like under number 4, it has that little pink envelope.
Right,
That's when you get notified.
Correct, but this is that's specifically for the Bank Breezy, the larger fundings, right?
No, that's for overall. The Bank Breezy is further down. It's on the 3rd page. But that's the only place where they have the notification as to which, where the emails are sent out.
Yeah, but this is not an all-inclusive, because if you look at number 6, it says Bank Breezy finds best offers and shares with the client. That is for Bank Breezy only. That's not a Biddy Advance notification. So the Biddy Advance notification series is a little bit different. I'll have to ask David about that, because this document is different than the one that we had that had the, you're going to get the application started, application signed, approved, and then funded. Those emails that come out from Biddy Advance, and that's not listed on this particular document. So I'm glad I pulled that up. But back to your question, now that I've shown you a document that is not 100% complete, let me do the stop share and go back over. But that's where you add up where that client got sent. So they would have gone to Biddy Advance. Did you ever receive an email saying that it was approved and funded? How many different notifications did you receive there?
The last notification I received said that the contract was being prepared.
Okay.
And that was days ago.
Okay, no review after that. So
No.
contract being prepared means that it's in-house at the Biddy Advance team, and they are doing another stage of underwriting as they're reviewing that to create the contract. If it doesn't get sent shortly thereafter, you want to do one of 2 things. Either have the client call the 800 number, the 833 number, or send an email to bankbreezysupport@biddyadvance.com. Did you do that, Erica? Did you send an email to bankbreezysupport@biddyadvance.com?
Yes, at
Okay.
least 2 times last week. I want to say 3. However, the last time that the client heard from them was Friday, and they said that they were in underwriting on Thursday. They were in underwriting. They didn't call back Friday, no email or anything, and today nothing.
And today's
So I'm not.
But they did say,
well, yeah,
we're still working today. And I think if
Yeah.
I recall, the last thing I sent to you when you said that they had not heard anything, I said, will you please share this with support@davidallencapital.com? And I assume that you did that, correct?
yes, and that's when he called her back. That was Thursday.
Okay.
So support did help. They did get him to call her back because he wasn't calling her.
So what you're describing is way, way, way out of the ordinary. Okay. It is not the
Yeah,
norm.
that's my question.
Yeah, it is not the norm. So sorry that you ran into that and ran into those hurdles. But when you're not getting the answer from the lender like you should, that next step needs to be to go to support at davidallencapital.com. That way, our in-house support team is reaching out on their hotline directly to the lender and saying, "Hey, we've got a client that's in limbo here. Can you please get someone on top of this?" And then that usually triggers a top support person over at the lenders there. So let's see, what has support replied back to you, or have you heard more from them?
Yes, they did, and that is what prompted him to finally call her.
Uh-huh.
And that's when he told her that he needed what she had given him the couple days before wasn't enough for him. She needed to submit some other things, and she did. So it's been since Thursday since we've heard from them.
Okay, so reply back to the support communication where you'd already sent that over to David Allen Capital. Reply back to them and give them an update on, say, "Hey, after I reached out to you, they made a phone call. Here's where we are in process right now," and make support team aware of that. Okay, because like I said, that's way out of the norm, and I'm sorry that you were faced with that issue, but our support team will get to the bottom of it and get squared away with your client.
Okay, that helps. I just want to know what to do next because
Yeah,
she's waiting for me to tell her what to do.
you got it. So, yeah, let support know that the client is waiting to hear from someone, and it's been since Thursday. And again, today was a bank holiday, so it wouldn't be funded until tomorrow. But they need to know. Every once in a while, something's gonna be out of the norm, and support needs to get in the middle of it and help correct the issue.
Okay,
Okay. Thanks,
appreciate it.
Erica.
Thank you.
You bet. Any other questions or comments there in the chat that we need to address, Harlequin?
Yes, there are. Let's see. There was one. Trying to go back to it. I was trying to answer another one. Trying to find it here. Just a second, folks. Someone was asking, how can we see our customers in the back office?
Okay, good question. The only time you're going to see your customers is once they have actually become a client. Okay, once they've gotten funded, or once they have become a customer finance or payment processing client and are generating revenue, then you'll see them in the back office. Or if you have a longevity product order, you'll see those immediately because those orders pop into your back office. But where you're going to find those customers is you log into the longevity back office. The link to that is in your welcome email, and it's also in the agent resource center near the bottom left of the page. You can click that link. You'll log in with your agent ID number and password that you created when you signed up. I will say this, your first time logging in, it's going to give you this acknowledgement to sign off on that you're acknowledging an annual renewal fee. Just know that does not apply to us as DAC agents. There are no fees whatsoever, but we do use their back office. So for you to be able to move on through and be able to see your organization and all of that, you are going to need to acknowledge that to move on into the back office. Once you get there, there are multiple ways that you can find your clients. There's a customers tab, my customers. You can click on that and it'll show them listed by name. But what I use most frequently is a volume report. And when you click on, there's actually a volume icon on that little dashboard. You can click on that and it'll show you volume, personal volume. It'll show you team volume. It'll show you by leg of your organization. It'll show you by level of your organization. You can click on those links and dive a little bit deeper. If you find someone in your team that has volume and you're wondering what that customer volume is, then you can isolate that particular agent's account by doing a genealogy search. Look for that one agent's account, and when you open up, click on On the bottom left menu, it says view account. Click on that. It isolates that one agent's account. And then again, look to the bottom left. It'll say view volume for this account. And you can click on that and it'll open up and it'll show you whether it was a DAC funding, a customer finance, or a healthcare client. Lets you know exactly what they are. Now, on the next side of our development phase, in about 6 weeks, David has given that timeline. We're going to have our DAC back office where you'll actually be able to see not only your customers, but you'll be able to see the customers that are being put in through your organization without having to wait for the commission run on Thursdays, which is what it is at this time. So right now, you may not know of activity in your organization as far as what customers have come on board until that Thursday commission run where you're earning your overrides. All right, good question. Thank you for that. What's the next one there, Harlequin?
Okay, well, somebody was asking, is there a personal guarantee needed?
The business owner is having to sign off on the funding. And yes, if they default on the loan, they just signed off on a personal guarantee. And our lenders can come after them personally if they do default. But if they make the payments and they pay as agreed, then no harm, no foul for them. It does not show up on a personal credit report. It doesn't show up on a credit report, period, unless the client defaults. So good question there as well. All right, anything else there, Harlequin? I don't see anybody's hands raised.
Yeah, there were a couple of questions that we answered in the chat. If they've got a personal checking account, they only qualify for the Giggle platform. And I think that was it. Yeah, I think that was all that I saw in there. And we've got another hand up.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Richard, let me ask you to unmute. How are you doing tonight?
I am doing fine. Thank you for asking, Ellen.
By the way, Richard, you sent me a text the other day with a phone number of someone. I've just had a crazy busy weekend and I have not had a chance to respond to that. But what's your question tonight?
Yeah, I'm still without a computer. It's still in the shop, but I have been sent the pay card from our new banking partner, but that was sent from. I originally registered in my own name. I reached out to DAC and has switched over to my
business.
To my business name, and the bank card was sent to my personal name. How do I go about changing that?
Yeah, you can just reach out to Relevate. There's a number on the email that you received to verify your email address. There's a phone number that takes you through to a DAC support line with them, and you can call them and tell them what you have going. So you signed up as an agent under your personal name, and then you switched it over to an LLC. Is that correct?
It's doing business as. It's not an LLC yet.
And your Relevate card, did you sign up under your business name with your Relevate card?
I signed up under my name. I signed up immediately when you put it out there. I guess you didn't have it set up to sign up as a business initially.
Oh, yeah. Got it.
So
yeah,
I just at some point I'm gonna have to switch it over.
Business account set up. You just need to call that number and explain what's going on, and they'll get it squared away for you. But even though it is a business account, it'll still have your personal name on it. But just let them know they can merge and combine the account and correct the name on the account for the card that you have.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Great question. Thank you. Good luck with the computer.
Picking it up Wednesday.
Awesome. All right. Anybody else before we wrap up? I like to be considerate of everybody's time. And if we've addressed everything in this time frame, then I'm just ready to move on if you are. One last chance to see if there's anything in the chat there, Harlequin. Do you see anything?
No, just for those people who did come in late, we apologize that we previously didn't have that 100-person limit. So we'll get that fixed next
I don't
week.
know what's going on with that. I'll have to
Yeah,
check.
but Ellen will be sending out a replay of this to everyone who is on her email list, which so that will go out probably later this evening or tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
So
All right. Well, if we don't have any more questions, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap us up, guys. We've got Friday at 11:30 a.m. Eastern time at daczoom.com. We'll have the Agent of the Month interview with Shantae Roddy, and David will have more announcements, I'm sure. This is an incredible time to be a part of our company. It is a growing phase for us. It is a next generation growth as far as new tools, new technology being implemented. Some of it's not quite there yet. So if you're just getting started and it's not as fast as you want it to be patient and understand that David Rutz is building the foundation, has been building the foundation for over 6 years to get our company to that next level of growth. So you're coming in at the right time with the right leadership team. And I appreciate James's comments earlier about the integrity of our company and the field leadership out here. We're going to tell you like it is. And we're always here to help in any way, shape, or form. So thanks for taking time out of your Monday evening to be with us. Thanks for spreading the word through your team to pay attention to these updates. It's always a forum for you guys to get your questions answered. We're here to help, okay? Have a great evening, everyone. Take care. We'll see you on the next Zoom.
Good evening. Bye, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you. Good night.